In the ancient traditions of the Sahel, long before the arrival of the ballot box or the constitution, the legitimacy of a king was not determined by votes. It was determined by the land itself. The elders believed in the mandate of heaven. They believed that when a righteous leader sits on the stool of power, the earth rejoices. The rain falls in season. The harvest is bountiful. The wild beasts remain in the bush. But when a wicked man, a usurper, or a puppet rules, the land rebels. The dust storms come. The wells run dry. The vultures circle low over the villages. For 40 years, the Sahel has been a land in rebellion against its rulers. We have seen droughts that cracked the earth like a broken mirror. We have seen locusts devour the crops. We have seen a darkness that seemed to hang over the sun even at noon. Well, the spiritual ecosystem was sick because the head was sick. The leaders were eating with the enemies of the ancestors, and the land spat them out. But look at the sky over Burkina Faso today. Look at the behavior of the wind. Look at the movement of the birds. Something has shifted. The atmosphere has changed density. The omens of the earth are speaking a new language, and they are telling us that the healer of the land has arrived. Today, we leave the world of politics and enter the world of the elements. We will read the signs of nature that confirm the spiritual authority of Captain Ibrahim Traoré. We will explain why the vultures are starving, why the rain is flooding the desert, and why the White Stallion, the totem of the nation, has finally found a rider who knows how to hold the reins. But let us begin with the most terrifying and accurate omen: the flight of the vultures. For decades, West Africa has been a feasting ground for scavengers. In the spiritual realm, a vulture is an entity that cannot hunt for itself. It waits for death. It feeds on decay. It circles the weak and the dying, waiting for the moment to strike. In the geopolitical realm, we know exactly who the vultures are. They wear expensive suits. They sit in embassies in Ouagadougou and Niamey. They work for the IMF, the World Bank, and the foreign mining corporations. They did not come to build, they came to eat. They fed on the carcass of the African economy. They grew fat while the body of the nation grew thin. But have you noticed? The vultures are screeching. They are in a panic. They are fleeing the nest. When Traoré expelled the French ambassador, when he kicked out the spies under diplomatic cover, when he shut down the propaganda radio stations, he was not just signing decrees. He was removing the carrion, the dead meat. A vulture cannot survive in a land that is alive. A vulture needs death to sustain itself. By bringing the nation back to life, by resurrecting the spirit of sovereignty, Traoré has starved the parasites. The spiritual atmosphere of Ouagadougou has become toxic to tyrants. The vibration is too high. The frequency of truth acts like a repellent to the spirits of deception. You see them packing their bags in haste. You see them closing their military bases. Why? Because the ecosystem no longer supports their existence. The host has developed an immune system, and the viruses are being flushed out. Now, let us look at the second omen: the mystery of the water. The Sahel is defined by its thirst. It is the edge of the desert. Water is life. Water is spirit. In the Dogon and Bambara traditions, the rainmaker is the most powerful figure in the village. Under the previous regimes, the land was drying up. The desertification was advancing south, swallowing the fields. This was a physical manifestation of a spiritual drought. The life force, Nyama, was being drained away to Europe. But watch what is happening under Traoré. He launched the agricultural offensive. On the surface, this looks like a government policy to plant wheat and corn. But look deeper. It is a covenant with the soil. Traoré goes to the fields himself. He touches the dirt. He drives the tractor. In the eyes of the ancestors, this is the king renewing the marriage vows with the earth goddess. And how has the earth responded? The rains have returned. In some places, the floods have been biblical. The skeptics call it climate change. The mystics call it cleansing. The water is washing away the dust of the old era. The land is turning green again. There is a metaphysical law. The land reflects the king. As above, so below. When the king is fertile, productive/active, the land is fertile. When the king is sterile, passive puppet, the land is barren. Traoré is a man of action, a man of fire and energy. His energy is bleeding into the soil, waking up the dormant seeds. We are witnessing the greening of the Sahel, not just as an agricultural project, but as a spiritual resurrection. Yet the earth is happy to feed its children again because the children are no longer slaves. Thirdly, we must look at the totem of the nation, the White Stallion. Every nation has a spirit animal. Russia has the bear. America has the eagle. Burkina Faso is the land of the stallion, étalon. The horse represents noble power, unbridled freedom, and the ability to travel between worlds. For a long time, the stallion of Burkina Faso was chained. It was used as a donkey, forced to carry the heavy loads of French debt and neocolonial arrogance. The leaders of the past did not know how to ride a stallion. They only knew how to be stable boys for the master in Paris. Ibrahim Traoré is the rider we have been waiting for. He has cut the bridle. He has taken the saddle off. He is riding the spirit of the nation bareback and holding on to the mane of destiny. The energy of the country is wild right now. It is galloping. It is kicking. To the outsider, it looks like chaos. To the equestrian, it looks like freedom. A wild horse bucks before it gallops. The protests, the fervor, the intensity in the streets. This is the stallion remembering that it is a war horse, not a pack mule. Traoré embodies the centaur archetype, half man, half beast. He has the intellect of a strategist and the raw, instinctual power of the animal. He senses danger before it arrives. He moves with speed. He is fearless. The stallion recognizes him as alpha. This is why the army, the iron fist of the nation, follows him. They do not follow him because of his rank. Captain is a low rank. They follow him because of his seat, his spiritual balance, and he sits correctly on the throne of history. Finally, we must observe the element of fire, the sun and the gold. Gold is the metal of the sun. It is immortal, untarnishable, and radiates light. For centuries, the sun of the Sahel, the gold, was buried in darkness. It was dug up and immediately hidden in the vaults of the West. The solar power of the nation was stolen to light up the cities of Europe, leaving Africa in the shadow. Traoré's reclamation of the gold mines is a solar ritual. He is returning the sun to the sky. By demanding that the gold stays in Burkina, he is grounding the solar energy in the land. Have you noticed the heat? The political heat, the social heat. That is the fire returning. Fire burns, but fire also purifies. The fog of lies, the diplomatic doublespeak, the confusing treaties, the hidden agendas, is being burned away by the midday sun of truth. The West hates this heat. They prefer the cold shadows where they can whisper and conspire. Traoré has turned on the floodlights. He speaks plainly. He speaks loudly. He hides nothing. He is a solar king, radiating outward, exposing every dark corner. Even the time itself seems to have bent. In the last 2 years, Burkina Faso has lived through 20 years of history. The acceleration is palpable. In the spiritual world, this is called Kairos time, God's time, as opposed to Chronos time, clock time. When a prophetic figure arrives, time collapses. Weeks feel like decades. The impossible becomes possible overnight. The enemies are confused because they are operating on Chronos time, diplomatic protocols, 5-year plans. Traore is operating on Kairos time, action, and now, immediate. They cannot catch him because he is moving in a different dimension of time. There is a warning in these omens for those who would try to harm him. When the land adopts a leader, the land protects him. The wind will carry the secrets of the conspirators to his ears. The earth will swallow the armies of the invader. The sun will blind the eyes of the assassin. We saw this in Vietnam. We saw this in Haiti. When the people and the terrain are one, no technological superpower can defeat them. The vultures are leaving. Let them go. Do not mourn their departure. Their flight is the surest sign that the carcass is gone and the resurrection has begun. The rain is falling. Let it soak into your skin. It is the baptism of a new era. The stallion is galloping. Do not try to stop it. Jump on or get out of the way. Ibrahim Traoré is not just a man in a beret. He is an elemental event. He is a force of nature that has taken human form to balance the scales. The trees know his name. The rivers know his name. And soon, the whole world will know that the earth of Africa has finally chosen its own king. If you can feel the change in the air, if you can sense that the winter of oppression is over and the spring of sovereignty has arrived, then you are tuned into the frequency of the omens. Do not look for the truth on the television screen. Look out your window. Look at the sky. Look at the confidence returning to the faces of the people. Nature does not lie. The vultures are gone. The lion is home.